Hi friends, it's Amanda Mae with Ardith Design. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is mid-January 2018 and I am an artist and crafter and a firm believer of hashtag, make all the things. And I am a cross-stitch designer and I'm here today to celebrate all things Valentine's Day, and I am so excited that you're here with me today. I have so many fun things to show you. I'm going to do mail call. I'm going to show you my new pattern releases. I'm going to show you some of my fun stuff that I have in my stash. We're just going to talk about all the things today. So let's get started. I want to give a big shout out to everyone in Flosstube land and Instagram who have talked about my book. Thank you so much. Cindy's Stitches shouted me out last night on Instagram and I really appreciate it. Thank you all. My notebook is to just help keep track of projects. Okay, thank you for the shout outs and for everything regarding my notebook. I'm just so excited. I'm just, a little backstory if you're new to my channel. I absolutely, positively cannot get enough of Valentine's Day. Something about Christmas is over and then the new year, instead of having that New Year slump, I love looking into getting the pink, the reds, the pastels out and celebrating winter. Winter on the East Coast can be really dark and dismal. I mean, we had a snowstorm a couple days ago. People get cabin fever, and why not, celebrate love and light and all things fun and get ready for spring, because, daffodils are just around the corner. Easter, if you celebrate Easter, is just around the corner. So why not celebrate now with Valentine's Day? And with that, I don't know if you can see my love pug tree in the background. I've got some more little ornaments and balloons, and I have twinkle lights up, red, white, pink twinkle light. I want to show you my ode to friends with my lobster jello mold decoration, my doilies, again, my card garland, strawberry shortcake, winter, all the fun little things, my pugs. I mean, why not, right? We got Doug the Pug, Secret Life of Pet Pugs, all the pugs. And then the balloons. And the cute doilies. All the fun little things. The cat was actually, I rescued that. I went to a secondhand store a couple weeks ago and I found these really awesome placemats, but they double for me. It's just decorations, and it's got the fact that I love you stitching on it, and I think it's really fun. And I've got like a black and white table runner, so black, white, red, why not, right? Oh, and I have, in my quest to make all the things, I have had a basket of fabric out for 2 years now of some of my favorite Valentine's Day fabrics in the hopes of actually making a Valentine's Day quilt. Well, life happens. Last week I got sick, and what they tell you, or they don't tell you, is when you're a parent and you get sick, you don't just get sick. Everyone. So if you're down for 2 or 3 days, multiply that by the number of people in your household. Yeah, that was new for me. I didn't know that. So shout out to everyone who sent me kind messages and well wishes. I really appreciate it. It was a rough week. Thank you for watching my time-lapse art video. I wanted to show just some of my concept art and, you know, again, make all the things. Thank you for tuning in. It was 3 minutes long. I wanted to get something out on Flosstube, and I apologize that I wasn't able to be here last week. It was rough. Well, that is part of my haul. I want to show you some of my other goodies that I have just in my house, Valentine's Day wise. And I love all things stationery. I think I said that on my very first Flosstube is You've Got Mail, and like the bouquet of freshly sharpened pencils, and then I, you know, make the school notebook stuff. I make all the things, and I love cards. So in my haul, I also got some cute little Valentine's Day cards. I got these at the dollar store, and it's got the love potion and love is in the air, and I got a narwhal because who doesn't love the unicorns of the sea? So that, I guess that's haul, right? Well, I love Valentine's Day, so I also have a collection of vintage Valentines, and I like to display them like ornaments on trees, or I have a really fun chicken wire dress form, and I had to wait until I showed it on my video so that I can carefully put them on my dress form and decorate with them. So here we go. I have this little guy. He is the Space Patrolman, and he's got a really cool vintage plastic piece over his face. I've got the little bunny and the little cowboy. Look at these little precious little things. And I just love Valentine's. This is one of my favorites because I love nautical stuff. I love too many things, but I have a lot of these little things, and I love decorating with them. And these are from the 1950s. I love them. My mid-century love kicks in. And so what I'm gonna do, I have them, and I use my little decorative craft clips. They're like the little laundry hanger clips, and I'll affix them on like that. I also have this twine. It's the artist twine stuff, or baker's twine. I got this at the dollar store as well, and I use that. And I think I showed a couple weeks ago, I got this new little punch, and the punch comes out smaller than I anticipated, which is fine. I still love it. And I'm going to be making the little banners with the twine and these little goodies. I love Valentine's Day. All right. I want to show you I'm going to show you my fabric basket here. I have baskets of goodies. All right, silk scarf, you know, and then all the fabric. I've had most of this, since I moved to the East Coast, I started buying it like little by little. And like I said, I need to actually do something with it. At one point, I cut out some squares and started something, the electricity went out. Back on the East Coast, like 5 years ago, we had a thing, it was called Snowmageddon. And to say that I was trapped in my home, like literally trapped in my home for 4 days, plows couldn't get in, like it was a hot mess here in Maryland, Snowmageddon. And our power went out. Anyway, I sat and hand cut the quilt and stuff, and I started sewing. No sooner had I cut out the squares and started hand sewing, the power came back on. It's almost like when you go to a restaurant, if you need to go to the restroom, once you leave to go to the restroom, your food arrives. Like as soon as I actually started sewing the quilt, the power came back on, and then I haven't touched it since. But I have it, and the finishing fabrics now are here for cross stitch, which I wasn't doing 5 years ago. So I mean, everything happens for a reason. And, oh, before we move on to new releases, because I have so many new releases, please stay for my new releases. I want to do, as everything falls, more goodies. I want to do mail call. Post office boxes are so cool, and internationally, like all the post office stuff, the coolest, cutest little post office thingy was at the Vatican. You can mail your postcards actually from the Vatican, and they postmark it because the Vatican is its own little country state. Anyway, it's really neat to see the history of mail trucks. Wells Fargo, when it crossed this like Sierra Nevadas, turn of the century, 1850s and stuff, and the wagons, and they took the mail. I mean, mail, and that's Valentine's. Fun fact. So the history of Valentines, most of them were hand delivered back in the day because it was so cost prohibitive to mail a letter or mail something. Even, fun fact, newspapers, people would take the day-old newspapers and their pins, like their sewing pins, and prick out the letters on the writing of the newspaper to spell out messages. Because in the United States, it was free to ship newspapers. So people would use the newspapers to make the letter correspondence stuff. Isn't that fun? Anyway, Valentine's Day has a long history, and it's so cool. All right, so we're gonna do mail call. I got in the mail from Tifa, XpressLifeTifa on Flosstube and Instagram. She sent me a wonderful holiday card. Thank you so much. So thoughtful, so gracious. She is another firm believer of make all the things. I got the most awesome package in the mail today from California, from a tremendous viewer named Allie. Oh my gosh. I got this card. Beautiful, beautiful note inside. Thank you, Allie. She sent me the kit, the spring bird card. Put a bird on it. Now I've got to stitch it up. It's super fun. It's got the 14 count Ada. And then she sent me the newest issue of Cross Stitch magazine with Valentine's Day because it's my favorite holiday. Thank you so much. Okay, that would have been tremendous. I would have been giddy. No, I was even more giddy. You know what she sent me? I was dead on the floor. I had mentioned a couple weeks ago that I love pretzels. Like, I love pretzels. My fun fact about me, my first job was at a mall, like working retail. I was a pretzel girl, where you roll out the dough and you bake and you flip it. Like, yeah, legit. I made pretzels for scholarship money? No, spending money in high school. It's not scholarship money. And I've always liked pretzels. And I'd shown a pattern in one of my hauls, and it's a beer pattern, and it had a really cute little pretzel charm. I was like, I need a pretzel charm in my life. Okay, I need one in my life. And then after my Flosstube video, of course, I edit, I do my closed captioning, I insert photos. Like, it takes a long time. So if I do a 30-minute video, it usually takes me, multiply by that by 3, like an hour and a half to do all the closed captioning, not including the editing and the upload time. So it's about an 11-hour commitment altogether, which is totally cool. Totally cool. But like in between steps, I was on eBay going, I love miniatures, I love pretzels. Let me find some miniature pretzels. Oh, I found some, and I like added them to my eBay wish list, right? And it's been percolating in my mind. Like, what do I do? What can I do to utilize pretzel stuff? Like, Oktoberfest is coming up. Let me design something fun. Let me do something. I want to do something inclusive, though. I don't want to just do a pretzel and be like, look. Rah! So, The wheels are turning. Well, Allie's got my number. Yes, you do. Look at what she sent me. Are you kidding me right now? They're little miniature pretzel charms. Thank you. Oh my gosh. How flippin' adorable is that? And this is the shop it's from. And I am blown away. And I love them. And now I have no excuses. I have zero excuses. What she said to me, well, she didn't say it to me. But what I gleaned from all of this is, Amanda Mae, you need to design something. I sent you the prototype. I sent you the card of where to buy more, and let's make this happen. So with that, Allie, I say challenge accepted. So stay tuned, Flosstube world. I'm gonna make a pretzel pattern. Comment below. Tell me if there's anything that you particularly want to see featuring pretzels. Now, craft beer with pretzels. Do we want to do a mustard sampler? And by mustards, I mean all the different artisanal mustards that you use to dip in your pretzel. Are you from California where you don't do mustard, you do ranch dressing and sriracha? You mix that up. Or guacamole ranch dressing with your pretzel. Or are you from Maryland and you do the pretzel with the hot crab dip with Old Bay? Or are you international? Like, do you eat pretzels down in New Zealand and Australia? If so, how do you eat them? Vegemite? No, that doesn't, no. You tell me. So that is my mail call. Thank you so much, everyone, for thinking of me. And I appreciate it, and I love all of you. You don't need to send me anything. I sincerely appreciate it from the bottom depths of my being. I appreciate it. It's not necessary, but thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. As I'm like literally like cradling my... Okay, we've done mail call. Thank you again. I had to set down the post or else I was gonna sit, I'm holding it, it's like echoing in my ear. Okay, I'm standing up for this. Are you ready? Are you ready for my new releases? Ah! Okay, here we go. All right, I have a list. I had to make a list because I have so many. And we're gonna start with my sustainability part of my new releases. And I'm gonna say sustainable frugal because I am very frugal. It is the new year, and with the new year came Netflix's, they just released the KonMari method of decluttering and sparking joy and all of this. Well, I'd read her books and I started watching it. I was ill, I started watching it, and she was talking about, you know, things that love and spark joy and blah, blah, blah. And in a few extra weeks, and we're gonna talk all about upcycling and using the stuff that you already have in your home, like to craft with and stuff. So I'm not gonna go on a huge long tangent other to say you can look at your stuff in a new light. You don't have to just donate it or throw it away. Keep it, love it, whatever. So with that, my first little thing I wanna show you that I worked on is this. It's gonna be a needle keep. This is a cuff off of my husband's Brooks Brothers shirt that he got 10 years ago. It's like pink, maybe it was Men's Warehouse. Pink and charcoal and white, and he was going to donate it, and it had a stain on it, and I was like, no, you can't donate things with stains. They just throw them away. It literally gets funneled into the landfill stuff, or where they put it into the rescue mission charities where fabric and stuff is purchased by the pound, like 17 cents a pound, and then it gets shipped either to landfills or it gets shipped overseas or whatever. But it never actually hits like the floor of the charity shop, op shop, thrift shop. So I said, I love it. Let me make something out of it. So I started Pinteresting about doing the memory pillows, out of doing like something really cool, because I love this shirt. Like, I did not want to see it go. So then I thought, well, what could I have that's close to me that I would treasure? Well, I've been doing a lot of needlework stuff, so I thought, why don't I make this in a cuff bag so I could put my needles in. And then I hand sewed, I embroidered around here, and I wonky stitched to make like a little pocket. I was laying my needles down on here just to kind of see how I liked the setup. And then I even thought about adding like a third button in case I wanted to actually like wear this and tighten it, because his cuff is considerably larger than mine, and then using it to put needles on, you know, or my clips. So that's the first thing. And now this isn't a new release. I shouldn't have said new release. This is a sustainable project that I'm doing. The next thing, I'm not ready to release it yet, but I am showing it to you. I went to one of the big box stores, and got a peruse in the craft aisles, and I got this uneven weave linen, and it's in the wedding section, and they're showing it here where you can make the little like party favor bags. It was $1.50 for uneven weave, 10 pieces. And I said, what can I do? What can I utilize with this to make something awesome? Well, y'all got to go down and get you a set, pack of 10, $1.50 and this is the first thing I made. It is not punch needle. You can tell my wishful thinking. I really want to learn punch needle. It's got colonial knots and beadwork and some embroidery stitching, and then in the center there, it's cross stitch. I can officially say I've cross stitched on uneven weave linen, and it's not my favorite, but it inspired me to make a prototype for a needle case. It's not done yet. I've got to figure it all out. Comment below if you want to see a tutorial on how I did it. But just one of these I'm going to make into a needle case. And again, it's the fabric that I used on the cuff. And I did a little embroidered stitch around. And fun fact too, you fold the circle like this, sew up the seams, and you have a cloth envelope. Boom! All right. Now this is a new release. Here we go. It is my love cross-stitched colonial knot heart pattern. I love it. I used Victorian Motto sampler threads, and it turned out really well. I wanted it to have that kind of wonky handmade look, and boy did I achieve that. One thing about my channel, I hope you all know that I know I'm not perfect, so I embrace the wonky, and here I am, right? Oh, I'm sorry, my camera is being funny. All right, my next little release is my little fractor flower, fractor bird, fractor Valentine. I was thinking Valentine or the like little love coupons that, I don't know if anybody ever gave like the little love coupons, but here we go. And I had originally prototyped this to make my own mailbox, right? Little mailbox for Valentine's Day. And I was gonna use a milk jug, and I like cut out the plans, and I did all this stuff. It was a lot. And then I walked into the dollar store, and for $1, they have the little mailboxes. So I bought 4 of them because I could. I couldn't leave them there. They were $1. So I have this, and I had made this into a love token, like a love coupon. But my ultimate thing is I want to have it affixed down and then design something on either side where you can have a little mailbox with your lovebirds. Again, my little Fractor Valentine. My next little piece is back, because I love mail, Sealed with a Kiss. I stitched this on, I even took notes. It's on 14 count Aida, and I just think it's so precious. I developed the fonts myself. That's all custom fonts and colors. I forgot to say that this is stitched on 18 count Fiddler's Cloth Aida. 18 count, it's not 14 count. I found this in a vintage section, so I checked 1, 2, 3 stitch carries it, and a lot of places do carry Fiddler's Cloth. I like the kind of the look of it. A lot of people don't like it. I thought it was fun. The next little pattern I made, I wanted to do something a little abstract and fun where it's not like in your face Valentine's Day cutie cutie cute cute cuteness, because a lot of people are like, Amanda, come on. So here is my take on a deconstructed banner bell pull. Say that 3 times fast. A deconstructed banner bell pull. And the design is such that if you wanted to stitch, there are 4 different little motifs here. If you wanted to stitch them, I don't know, say 4, 5, 8, 10, 11, you stitch them, cut them out, and you can make your own banner, right? So you can have this as a 3D component where you actually like physically make the banner with the twine, or you can make it into a bell pull, and you can add as many down as you wanted, maybe loved ones, family members, you know, grandma, grandpa, your significant other, your partner, your children, your dog, your cat, your chihuahua. Wait, chihuahua's a dog. Your reptile, your turtle, your salamander, I mean, your fish. A lot, hamster? Yeah, hamster. Oh, in California, the illegal one, ferrets, the ferrets. You can have ferrets here in Maryland, but not in California. Oh, all the things you learn. Stream of consciousness. Okay. I finished it just really basic, and then I did the, again, because it's deconstructed banner, I did the twine around it and then the twine to hang. And I just think it's really fun colors. And then my final pattern, if you're still with me, thank you for staying on this lovey-dovey adventure. My final pattern is my little love pug. This little love pug is wearing a sweater because it's cold and snowing, and pugs are temperature sensitive little babies. With their short snouts, they can't be out in the cold or out in the heat, like, because the snout, they don't have the temperature regulation. So, my cute little pug, I made this pattern. I stitched it on Aida. I think it would look delightful on linen, one of the hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie, Yolanda, all Victorian Motto Sampler Shop, Lakeside Linens. I mean, the list goes on and on all the beautiful fabrics and goodies that you can use. I stitched this with DMC and Victorian Motto, and I have the DMC color conversions. I think it's super sweet, and I made it so it can be put on the tree as a love pug ornament. I also think it would be absolutely delightful if it was made into a little dough bowl stand-up, or all the cute things. I think I should make some more little animals and think about doing a Vana method stand-up with them. Let's see what this year, 2019, has in store for me learning how to do the finishing work on stuff a little better. And just making all the things. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in to my little Valentine's Day extravaganza. I hope to continue the momentum and talk about more cutesy wootsy stuff next week. We're gonna do a Save the Stitches kind of thing. I have a lot of projects to show you and Save the Stitches stuff that I'm really excited about, and doing all the things. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I want to be the thread, or at least one thread, that helps connect historic needlework to contemporary needle art. I hope you have a great week of stitching. Be well, and I'll see you next week.